A woman in Israel by the name of Eleanor is being fined $140 a day for refusing to circumcise her son. Now, she says that she didn't want to circumcise her son because he was born with a medical condition. But then she realized what actually happens to the baby when he gets circumcised, and she didn't want to go forward with it. She decided, nope, not going to do it, not going to circumcise him. Well, a religious court in Israel has ruled that she absolutely has to circumcise him, and if she doesn't, she will have to pay that $140 fine. She says she can't afford it, but she still refuses to circumcise him. Now, there are more little details to the story. It turns out that she's getting divorced from her husband. She alleges that originally her husband didn't really have a problem with them not circumcising the son, but then now that they're going through this divorce and they're going to this religious court, he has changed his tune on it. He wants to get the son circumcised, and that disagreement led to the ruling that the religious court gave them. She appealed and went to a higher court, and the higher court upheld the ruling. So she's hoping that this will go to the Supreme Court in Israel and they will make the right decision about it. But how absurd is it to know that you're living in a country where a religious court can force you to circumcise your son?
Yeah. How ridiculous is it that you live in a country where there's a religious court? I don't want to live in a country where it has even sort of nominal traditional powers that do not deal with finances. That's the problem. It's not based in logic or reason. Obviously, they have a tradition going back thousands of years that encourages the use of circumcisions, but I don't care what the religious court thinks. That has nothing to do with my life or what choice I make for the health of my children.
So I know that there's this raging debate about circumcision, and regardless of where you fall in that debate, the one thing that I think everyone can agree on is a mother should be allowed to make health decisions for her children, okay? In this particular case, I understand that it's religious, but if she does not circumcise her son, he is not going to face some sort of terminal illness or anything like that, right? It's not a health hazard if he doesn't get circumcised.
Yeah.
It doesn't put him in any type of danger. As a result, no one should have any say as to what she does with the circumcision of her son. That's absolutely absurd. If I were that mother, she seems like she's taking this well. She's upset, right? But if I were the mother, I would raise hell. I would be livid if someone told me, no, you have to circumcise your son. Screw you, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah. I would amend your previous statement in that I think generally the father and the mother should be consulted and be able to choose on the health of it. But when it comes down to something that's purely optional, like a circumcision or a labiaplasty or something, then I don't think you should force anyone to do it at that point. In fact, if you think it's so important that they get this done, and I understand it has religious connotations for them, let the kid choose when he reaches the age of, I don't know, reason or whatever. So let him choose. He can do it then.
I don't know where I stand on circumcision. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I've heard both sides, and there are interesting arguments on both sides. But one argument that I tend to agree with is, look, it's done against someone's will. It's done when someone is born, right? And so that's a little strange. Like, I like the point that you made about this kid growing up and making the decision for himself as an adult. And I totally understand that as an adult, it's extremely painful and it's something difficult to go through. But
you'll be on drugs. You're not gonna feel it.
I don't know. I just think it's crazy to have a religious court tell you what you should do with your children.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
Yeah.
And I know that's like the 5th time I've said that, but it blows my mind that they have any type of, judicial power.
Yeah. No, I mean, like I said in the beginning, we don't want to live in a country where they're making choices, especially when it comes to people's health and stuff like that. Like, we have court cases about religious influences on medicine sometimes, but it's usually when, like, Christian scientists want to let their kids just die of easily preventable diseases by not being forced to give them medicine. Like, we have those arguments too, but thankfully, the side deciding is generally not at the Supreme Court level, but at the lower court level, driven by reason and science and medicine.